We're live. Okay, welcome everyone. This is the final session of our Masks Young Guardian series. Today we have with us Agatha, Maria, and Rich is returning for our final climactic event. But what we're going to do now is recap so we can get Rich caught up on all the action that he missed while he was away. So we're going to start with Maria. If you would just quickly summarize the events of session two for Rich's benefit. Tell us basically what happened there. I think that's going to be somewhat relevant to Dylon Far. So
Yes,
take
it's
it
super
away.
relevant. We pretty much took care of your shame, Rich, or Dylan. Sort of. We basically went to Corinne's hideout and grabbed her and removed the helmet, which had weird tentacle things that tried to attach to my face. And then we threw a party because we got Corinne back, and apparently our mirror got hacked at some point. But we don't know that because only Verlax knows that because they sleep in the bathroom. So I don't know. That's the main recap.
That's pretty good.
Other than Inconel and Eagle Eyes having drama because that happens in every session. In every session, to BH.
Absolutely.
Nice. Thanks for that. I feel like I should have been part of it, but I'll still reap what you sow.
For sure. So in the meantime, Corinne's kind of been recovering in a semi-comatic state in the medical bay of your headquarters. So she's kind of been resting and recuperating there. Another interesting note, while they were escaping from Inconel's not Inconel, but Corinne's hideout while she was Supernova, the darkest version of Nova, the other players also saw the darkest versions of themselves. Within some crystal mirrors as they were walking by, including a dark vision of Mr. Milan. So that was happening in the background. But then we moved on and we jumped ahead a little bit in time to do session 3. So if you would tell us a little bit about what happened there, Agatha, that would be awesome.
Yes, so in session 3 we had 2 special guests. What were their names again? It was
we had Ryan and Lowell.
Yes, I mean,
and they were playing Calliope and
Fred.
The Doug, that's what it was.
Yeah, I don't know where Fred came from. It's
the Doug. Fred, yeah.
Yeah, they joined us on a mission ? Well, regardless, it was a trip to a space club where there was supposed to be signs that there of the machine, the
cosmic machine, yeah.
Cosmic machine. So we went there and yeah, we basically tried to infiltrate the club, and then yeah, there was a lot of drama between Inconel and Eagle Eyes. So that culminated in that culminated in Eagle Eyes beating up Inconel in the middle of the dance floor. No biggie. And then also there was a lot of dancing and memes that went on with the Doug.
Yeah, Lowell had memes on, surprisingly, or not surprisingly, I don't know. But it was fun, hilarious.
Yeah, and then Calliope was fabulous and charmed everyone while we were having our interpersonal conflict. And then in the end, we ended up shutting down what was going on at that club, which was that there was an underground operation with giving people augmentations, so illegal augmentations to their bodies that were somehow backed by the machine. And it was like controlled by the machine, and we wrecked that place.
The reason we got into conflict is because one of your contacts was getting an augmentation, and you wanted to talk to her, before I went in, and I decided like, no, we are going to do what we are supposed to do and not wait for Inconel. So who is
No,
my
I think what
rival?
happened was that, well, it was more. I guess that was a part of it, but it was also because your character was very insistent on beating up the bouncer
Yeah,
and
well,
like wrecking everything.
well, I was insistent on that because I wanted to get to the place.
Yeah, so that's what happened.
Yeah.
So we got in a fight, we made up, and then we burned that club down, but not literally, just metaphorically.
Metaphorically, we also fucked with all the metal and shit. But mainly Inconel, and actually the dog also helped by augmenting her powers.
Mm-hmm. There was a really cool metal tornado that happened in there. Now, go ahead, Rich.
I have no intent to be reductive, but like you went to a dance club. Is that what happened in session 3?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Went to a dance club and found this this scientist upgrade was their name, who was using technology from the cosmic machine and its energy to try to create these augmentations. So we got to see a little bit of what that was capable of, and a little dangling thread we left from that one for Incanel was that after the destruction, we saw, after everyone was recuperating back on the ship, that something had come with you. So did you have any ideas about what? Now we're jumping ahead a little bit here now too, time-wise, right? What has that sort of fulminated into? What became of that little clock-like device that was attached to your leg?
It. I don't know. I don't know what it did. I don't know what it's capable of, but it probably. I don't think it is permanently connected in any way to Incanel, but it maybe it's been speaking to her, but only when she's sleeping.
Ooh, interesting. Okay. Well, we'll still leave that a little bit dangling and see if that becomes interesting later on. Agatha's internet kicked her out, but she'll be back here in a minute. Cool. So, how is advancement going for you all? Maria, you said that you took your 2 for Eagle Eyes. Is that right?
Yeah, I took one of the moves, which is thick and thin-skinned. Whenever you have Angry Mark, take +1. I'm going to unleash your powers, and I unlocked my moment of truth.
Awesome. I love the moment of truth. I hope we get to see it here. That is a really cool aspect of masks. Rich, did you take one for Dylon? Did you have an idea?
I did. I went ahead and took another move because I haven't done any of them, so why not? Logical angle, when you comfort or support someone by rationally pointing out their mistakes so they can do better next time. Roll plus superior instead of mundane.
Wow, that's a great move. Sometimes when you see these moves where it's just like swap a stat, they're not super exciting, but I love the fictional couching that they put in that move. I think it's perfect for the brain.
It's pretty great.
Especially because it's like, if you succeed, then they really do take what you said to heart, even if it comes off a little superior. Cool. Agatha, are you back with us now?
Yes, I am.
Fantastic. Did you have any ideas for your advancement? I know I haven't given you a lot of time to look at that, but do you have any ideas yet?
Yeah, I think I'll go with Dark Past, which is when I confess to a serious crime I committed as a villain while in the presence of someone involved, shift danger up and any other label down, say what I did, and then choose some options.
I like that.
Yeah.
That's very interesting. Yeah, options to shift your own moves. Your labels are cool. And what I will do for the purpose of that label, I will let you do that after you roll. So if you try to do something involving rolling with danger, right, and you need that little +1 boost from a higher danger, we can activate that move. Sound good?
Okay. Yeah, sounds good.
Cool. So I want to start things off a little bit here, right? With a scene between Corinne and Dylon. Okay. So in the meantime, Dylon, while you've been off screen, I think that you've retrofitted Zaxxon, your biological ship. It had some of its systems had been corrupted or degraded during its time floating out in space alone. You managed to get its like light speed warp drives back on. You got the electricity back on. You got that medical bay back up to spec, right? So you are all in this living ship. At the helm, we have Eagle Eyes and Incanel. But I want to see the scene here in the medical bay with you and Corinne, right? And this is just Corinne waking up. And what have you been doing while she's been asleep, recuperating?
What Dylan has been doing leading up to her waking up is that she's in a med tube, effectively. She has freedom of movement. She can just basically move it and get out. Plus, she also is a Nova, so nothing's going to hold her down. And he has his hyperextending, like Dr. Octopus arms, and one's holding a data pad and he's looking at readouts, and another one is holding some kind of device and scanning her body and the part where the tentacles must have been attached to the helmet. He's just triple checking all of his notes because he's very worried that there might be something that was embedded inside her by the helmet, and she's asleep, so he can actually double check that. So yeah, he's probably being a little creepy, but also worried and genuinely is not for anything other than, is anything else going to screw up here?
So, this med bay, it's not necessarily the sterile stainless steel appointment that you might expect from another spaceship, right? This is something where, this medical tube she's in, there's these like green, like umbilical cords like coming out of it and into the walls. And there's this like soft yellow light that's like pulsing from globules on the wall, right? So despite all that, it is sterile. It is clean. But I think, there's like this sort of glass-like material that's covering her face. And you're checking the brain scans, and then she like slowly wakes up, opens her eyes, and like the glass panel like kind of dissolves away, right, in a cool way. And she's like, "Oh, Dylon, where am I?"
Oh, well, obviously you're on Zaxxon, though you probably haven't seen all of the upgrades that I made to it. It's in, superior condition from the last time that you saw it. How are you doing?
I'm okay, I guess. I feel like I've had a terrible dream.
Oh, well, it's, what they say about terrible dreams. Bad dream leads to a good day. That's a saying in the Kree Empire. You don't know much about Kree, but let me assure you that being a Kree, I know all about our sayings. And so I wouldn't worry about that bad dream. Although it's possible that you could hear rumors about bad things happening, but don't worry about it. Your heart wasn't in it.
What do you mean? My heart, what happened?
Tempted and so it turns out that you were controlled, and but because of that, you basically turned evil.
Evil
for a brief period. Span of time, it doesn't really matter. I mean, really, our entire lives are so infinitesimally small compared to the cosmic universe, so I wouldn't worry about it, Corinne, if you're guilty. And I've expunged all of the recordings of your acts on the ship, so you don't have to even dwell on it. You're fine.
Are you saying that while I was sleeping, I was doing bad things? Was I hurting people?
Well, technically, you were asleep, so you weren't doing anything. Someone hijacked your body. See? And that's not your fault. Like you were sleepwalking or sleep eviling.
So she tries to crawl out of the tube, right? But her legs are like really unsteady, And she like reaches out to you.
His arms like come all around, and he's afraid to touch her, but his arms will go and offer her some support. I can construct you a chair.
You how?
Oh, well, I mean, I'm Dylon. I have the ability. Hold on, and he'll walk over and start trying to formulate together something to act as a wheelchair. Even though there's probably a device that she could use for mobility there.
Like there's like a cool like organic chair come out of the wall or something.
Yeah, I like that. Yeah.
So she goes and sits down on this like green fleshy throne. She's like, I don't know if it's that simple. I don't. If I hurt people, then there's going to be real consequences for them. Can we really just erase the recordings and all those repercussions? I mean, is that what's the right thing to do?
We could go on an apology tour. An apology tour might be the best way for you to repair your image that was done not of your own volition by someone evil and terrible that did it to you. And they've been stopped, so there's the possibility of any return to evil is extremely remote, as much a chance as there would be for anyone. In fact, there's a higher chance for Eagle Eyes to be evil than you.
So speaking of Eagle Eyes, right? We kind of we cut to the bridge of the ship, right, which is this big like viewport. There's actually two viewports because it's like these two big eyes on this symmetrical space whale, and we are overlooking a huge battle in space, so to speak. Right, we have the whole Kree Empire fleet is all around you. Right, and you're all facing in the same direction. Okay, and this discussion you've been having with Corinne has been going on at this time, right?
Wait, so we're in the middle of Kree fleet. Okay, elaborate, please.
Indeed, I will. So you're all, you're within this cloud of Kree battleships, and then all of the main artillery is facing forward, right? It's not like they're gonna shoot you. You're all together, right?
Oh, so we're in the fleet as well.
Yes.
Okay.
So
Okay,
you're along with the
fleet. That's less concerning than the other alternative.
Well, I don't know if that's necessarily true when you see what you're all facing.
I mean, it's continue.
Well, I will actually ask you, because we are in the outskirts of, as we see on the map, the cosmic intrusion. Okay.
Okay, so I'm gonna drag.
The
things here.
To imagine. Oh, you're moving the ship over there?
I'm moving the ship and the base because the base is also moving, I guess.
That's right. Now they're all together. So we see this huge black and purple aura that's in a big circle, right? It looks almost like a black hole might look, but more purple. And it's pulsing with like a corona coming out of it, and it's huge. It's like 100 of your starships would fit through this hole, right? And that's what we're currently looking at.
Okay, yeah. My question is, why are the Kree with us? And two, how the hell did we get this anomaly here to begin with?
So,
so how did we get here, basically?
Lieutenant or General Yaspium, and I'll type his name in here, comes over the bridge, right? He's there's speakers throughout the ship, so you're hearing this too in Canal and as well as Dylon. He says, "All right, young guardians, it's time for you to perform your mission. You're part of this. We're charging our super weapon. We just need you to distract these ships as they're coming in, and it'll all be over relatively soon. No worries. Here's the catch. As we start to see something coming out of this gigantic dimensional rift, right? The prow of something. You are all aware that this thing is the cosmic machine. It's entering in. Mr. Milan has joined forces with the cosmic machine, and he has kidnapped Verlax. Verlax is on this ship with him. In Canal, how did this information come to you?
Oh yeah. So from what I remember from the second session, Relax while sleeping in the washroom, had something. Oh, Mr. Milan appeared and like talked to him.
In the
So
mirror.
in the mirror, yes, of course, as he is wont to do, I guess. Um, and Verlax, I think probably um, was temporarily brainwashed by him in a way that it's not. It's by some kind of superpower or energy that Mr. Milan was projecting, and it's not necessarily brainwashed by his words. But so he went along with Mr. Milan, quote unquote, willingly. While he was doing that, he had a moment of clarity and left, I think, a blob of himself on the floor that when we go to use the washroom, transforms into like a message.
Yeah, imagine
So
like
it
a
shapes
little
his.
mini Verlax. It's like, oh gosh.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Okay. So you're aware that he is on the ship. So the Kree Empire, in their infinite strategical wisdom, has decided that the best way of taking care of this problem is to simply wipe it out. And if there's some casualties, well, compared to the casualties that there would be if they didn't use their super weapon, this is probably the best move. So that's the mission that they've given you, is to distract the little ships that are coming out of this thing so that they can charge their super weapon and blow the whole thing up. Fortunately, that would blow up your friend too. That's in the back of your mind as this message comes through the bridge. Now, Eagle Eyes, you are up in the helm of the ship looking through one of these eyeball bubble dome viewports. What does the prow of what does this cosmic machine look like as it's exiting this gigantic rift?
A giant drill.
Oh, so like a big spinning drill bit's what comes out?
Yeah. Because I can't think of anything else right now. It's the first thing that came to mind.
Okay, yeah. So it's as if it's drilling through the cosmos. It's drilling through the space-time continuum,
Hold up.
mining through the various dimensions and galaxies and things like that, right? And of course, it's a big purple crystal amethyst drill bit, right, that's coming through. And
Yes.
little tiny drills are like coming out from the side, shooting. They're flying in like a circular pattern, and that's what you're kind of facing and dealing with at the very moment. Okay, but we cut back to Dylon with Corinne, right? And Corinne's like, "Oh, Dylon, that sounds pretty serious. I wish I could help, but I feel so weak. Don't think I know my limits. I don't think I'm ready to get back out there."
Understood. You needn't worry about that. You don't have to stress yourself at all. You've done more than enough.
Where's Verlax, by the way? I haven't seen him.
That's because Verlax isn't here right now. They are off ship, and there's nothing for you to worry about. Don't stress or think that perhaps Verlax has been kidnapped, because that's probably not the case.
Probably. Do you mean possibly?
Possibly, maybe. But what did you say? Which part?
Dylon, something happened while I was away.
Yes. Verlax has been taken, and we're trying to apprehend and retrieve him. And I just came here to do a checkup. You're doing very well. I should probably return to what I was working on, and you can rest because that's what you need to return to your strength and be the wonderful leader that you have been for our team.
Dylan, I'm always suspicious when you flatter people. Because that's not your nature. When you're using flattery, I tend to think you're using deception. And that voice said it was charging a super weapon.
Oh, well, it's a Kree super weapon, if that helps.
Well, aren't you worried that something that powerful could hurt Verlax?
Well, there's an 84.3% chance. So I should probably go now and work on that. I'm so glad that you're back. I'll be. Just rest here. The chair floats. You just have to think about it. It's not nearly as advanced as your Nova armor, but that's because I had to work with inferior materials.
She like kind of starts to hover a little bit, right? And there's like little tentacles draping out of the bottom. She's like, I'm going to go check out the news, I think. So Incanel, where do we find you on Zaxxon, the living bio dreadnought? Now that you've received this message, where is your battle station, so to speak?
I wonder if Enan might actually head over to check out Kareen, like just before we head out. Because I think all of us have been checking on her periodically.
For sure, for sure. So do you take a moment to stop by and see her?
Yeah, I do.
So, Dylon, are you heading off to the bridge in the meantime?
Yes, I am heading to the bridge because that's where I'm most needed to make sure that everything goes better.
So you see Dylon exiting the medical bay. You see
I'm gonna run there. Oh, okay. I was gonna run up to him and see and ask him questions, but
ooh, yes, please. Can I talk to a player character?
Absolutely may. You all exist together.
Yeah. Okay. So maybe I'm coming from the direction of the bridge, so we're actually like facing each other. When I see you exiting, Dylon Farah, is she awake yet?
She is. She's weakened, so you should not stress her with the things that she did when the helmet controlled her. I've expurgated all of the records from the Zaxxon, so if she views the news, she won't see the reports of the destruction she's caused. But that's neither here nor there. She's doing better.
Wait, so she doesn't remember what she did?
She doesn't remember anything. She has no idea of the things that she did. She wasn't in control. It wasn't her.
You seem very more invested in this than you usually are.
Should I be
what
less
happened with your
invested
helmet?
in our former team leader? I'm good. We have an emergency with the super weapon. I should probably deal with that, don't you think? Are you all right, Aaron? Eden?
Jennifer, are you lying? You're doing that thing where your voice is a lot higher than it usually is.
Well, I am not lying at all. There is no reason to worry. I should take over the bridge to make sure that we are operating at maximum efficiency.
I'm gonna, I think maybe if you make to walk past me, I'm just gonna like put an arm out, like against the wall, so like it's blocking you.
Sounds like a decent justification for piercing the mask. If you want to
Yes.
Okay. So I think you're rolling with mundane, right?
That is what I'm doing.
Unless you want to, what the hell, hero? I don't know. What do you think?
Well, I don't think I know. I don't think I know what happened, right?
Cool. But you can always ask what was your darkest moment also.
Yes.
Your special moves. Take it away.
Yeah, I rolled a 9. Oh, perfect. That's a 10. Haha.
Mm.
Yes, and I don't have a condition. Okay. Uh, let's see. What do I want to know? I want to know what's going on. What? Oh, okay. How could I get your character to tell me how you're feeling?
The best way to get Dylon to open up is to say that anyone who is hiding information that's pertinent for the team to be successful, of course, is causing them to be inefficient and increasing the possibility of failure for the whole team.
Okay, so I say something akin to that.
Sorry, it's really long. I made the helmet. I should go to the bridge now.
Oh, okay.
It's mine. It's my fault. But you guys fixed it, and she's okay, and it wasn't her fault. She wasn't in control. She can't even remember. So water under the bridge. That's a Cree saying, meaning it's no big deal.
How can I gain influence over you? Yes.
Do you not have influence over me?
Oh, I guess I already did. Yeah.
You do, so you can ask a different question.
Or you could shift his labels if you want to also.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna do that. So how do I gain influence over you so I can shift your labels?
Oh, well, you have influence. How do you gain influence over me?
Again, yeah.
Tyler really, really needs someone to tell him it's gonna be okay, because he doesn't think it is.
Okay. Incanel has had her arm like against the wall all this time, like blocking Dylon, and and she just reaches over and pulls him into a hug, like a very awkward and like it's like that's not how you hug people, man, but that's how she's doing it. It's like their body isn't actually even really touching, but except for her arm like around his back, yeah. And then she's like patting like really stiffly, and it's like, thanks for telling me.
And there's a moment where Dylon pauses, and just takes the hug, and then he turns and just shoves his face between in your neck and wraps his arms around you, and then his like Dr. Octopus robot arms come around and twist around a little bit, and he doesn't squeeze hard or anything like that because he's not super strong. Dang.
Yeah, I think when he comes closer, she does a thing where like in cartoons where like their hair, like her hair like spikes up in shock, and then like and just like her eyes are like really wide and just like awkward, so awkward. And I'm gonna shift your mundane up 1.
Okay.
And then I'm going to shift your freak down 1.
Question.
Actually, maybe that doesn't make sense. Yeah, go ahead.
Sorry, it's a reminder you have one more question as well. Sorry.
Oh, yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah,
I derped.
Okay.
Oh, you took my superior? Like all my moves are cute. Oh, you're so mean.
Yeah. Sorry, I should your superior down because I feel like that makes sense. You can always do something to move it back up.
Yep. No, I know. It's all good.
That's why I'm taking my moment of truth so I can lock danger at 3.
Oh, true. Okay. Uh, let's see. What are you? I guess like what are you really planning? And I guess I also should have asked like what was your darkest moment at any point in time, but or
It's. I mean, it's totally that. It's the fact that he
okay.
was trying to improve Corinne and hosed it, and then it, but not quite as dark, but nearly as dark that you guys fixed her and he didn't.
Ooh, that's pretty dark. I like it. Okay, great. Those are my 3 questions.
He
Love it.
steps back and he says, "Listen, Eden, I know that you have feelings for me, and that's okay. We'll keep it professional.
Um,
I like you
blushes.
too. I like you too. Just not that way. I'm going to the bridge now."
Ian like quickly gets out of the way, and it's like, what? But she's blushing though.
So, you're going to have a moment here where you'll be able to go and speak with Corinne. But I want to see a little bit of the interaction between Dylon and Eagle Eyes first. So, you've joined Eagle Eyes on the bridge, right? What words do you exchange, if any?
Status report, Eagle Eyes.
We're supposed to go in like now.
Oh, well then go. Go ahead. I know you're waiting for me. That's okay. Go ahead. Make a sell.
All right. Here's the thing. There's gonna be a change of plans. We're not just gonna be distracting. We're getting Verlax out.
Oh, that makes sense. We should get Verlax. We should take. In fact, I'd like to be part of the boarding party to make sure that he's saved. We're using the male gender pronoun for Verlax right now. That's right. Just checking in. Just checking in.
I sort of did that on accident. I think.
No, he's like asking that of Eagle
In
Eyes.
character, I think he was asking that in character.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah. I'm not sure what pronoun we're using. I don't think Verlax cares particularly. But we're getting Verlax out. So we need at least one person being distraction. So it looks like we're doing something to that effect.
Do you Corinne is awake? She could be a distraction.
Corinne is so okay. First of all, is Corinne stable enough to actually go out there and be a distraction?
No, but she could drive a vehicle like remotely. I could make that happen.
I'm not sure if that's one of your dumb ideas. Probably. Anyways.
Ideas. Well, hold on a second here. This one actually ranks in the top 25 of my best ideas. If you'd like a list of my worst ideas, I have that. I'll be happy to provide it to you, although they're going to be far superior to anything you've done in your lifetime, Eagle Eyes.
What about a robot?
Oh, sure, I've got that.
Anyways, if you can build a robot in like a few minutes, that'd be good. And then but I'm going like right now.
Okay.
All right. I'll see you sometime somewhere inside the ship.
Okay,
Sure.
cool. So you're ready to go, Eagle Eyes. That makes sense, right? You're a dynamic action.
Verlax is my love, so yes, I am going to care.
Yes.
I imagine that Dylon's going to follow very quickly after because he has always prepared. So he has two gadgets. So he can unleash his powers by creating a minor invention or gadget from his supply. So if you're okay with that, I'd like to do that, and then I can go with Eagle Eyes. Is that cool?
Yeah, I definitely want to get that team pool started with that. Going into battle with a dangerous foe. So good to know. But I want to also make sure that we all get a chance to talk with Corinne if we want to. Did you have any words you wanted to share with her, Eagle Eyes, or you're ready to go? The Fate Weaver engine is very pleased with you. So before we jump into that, I want to cut back to Enon speaking with Corinne. You see her in there. She's come to a computer. There's this big headline, and it's like, uh, has the Nova Force gone bad or something like that? Has darkness overtaken the Nova Core line? She's
Is she
just like scrolling it.
saying that? Oh, I see. Oh, I see that, and I'm like, huh. Just like
Intergalactic
curious.
news headline.
Yeah, because I thought that Dylan already like put a sensor on everything that she could access, but I guess not.
I think he was able to cover the recordings on Zaxxon, the ship, right?
Ah,
But unfortunately, the media is out there.
oh, okay. Um, yeah, I just I go and then I sit on the bed beside her, or somewhere that there's a seat.
Hmm.
Hey,
Oh, Enan, uh,
hey,
did you hear about all this?
all that's on the news?
Yeah,
Yeah,
apparently I did some bad things while I was asleep.
yeah, yeah, you did.
I don't know how I feel about that.
Yeah, well, you just woke up, so that makes sense.
Hmm. Sounds like,
How's your body?
oh, well, I feel a little tired, but otherwise I think I'm okay.
Okay. Yeah, what took over your body was really overextending it. So I think that's part of why you were sleeping for so long.
Yeah, yeah. You know, Dylon was trying to tell me that I shouldn't feel bad, but I don't know. I mean, I I have a lot to live up to. With these powers and this name, it's supposed to mean a lot.
No, when you met me for the first time, when I was called Soldier 9,
Yeah, I
remember
remember.
remember how you beat Mr. Milan up?
Yeah, that was a good fight.
Yeah, that was pretty sick. Do you also remember what we were doing before you showed up?
Wow, that was such a long time ago. I don't. Can you remind me?
Yeah, there was a bunch of people there. Hmm. They had information that Mr. Milan wanted, and the usual person for getting information just defected at that point. So I was the backup person. I'm not very good at getting information out of people the psychological way. So you probably don't remember what was happening because they didn't look like people anymore when you showed up.
Those were people?
Yeah,
Wow.
at one point they were alive and they were angry and they were scared. And then I think at some point they stopped thinking because there was too much pain. And I'm also thinking that any of the information we got was probably useless. That's not the point.
But we Mr. Milan was a bad guy and he was manipulating you. And it's been such a long time. You're such a different person now.
Do you know that one of the people, uh, he had a family and he had a daughter specifically?
Well, I imagine so. That could definitely be a possibility.
Yeah, it's weird that people you kill sometimes have people who care about them.
That's what I'm worried about.
Yeah, well, she's been chasing me ever since. She's always trying to beat me up.
Oh
And
yeah.
sometimes I let her because it makes her feel better, but it doesn't change what happened. That's how it is. That's how it's always going to be.
What you're saying makes a lot of sense to me.
Yeah,
I
you
think I realize what you're trying to say.
think about that and rest. You you're not you're not fighting capable right now. I pat her on the back and then I get up and leave. I'm also shifting my labels.
But before you go,
Yeah.
you know, I imagine for that girl who's following you and trying to hurt you. I don't think that beating you up is really ever going to make her feel better. Maybe you
No,
should see if there's any way you can get her forgiveness instead.
maybe. And then I leave and close. I say maybe, and then I leave and close the door behind me.
Very cool. Okay. General Yasbeam comes back on. Young Guardians, what's taking you so long? You have a mission here.
Yes, we are on our way.
Dylon, I expected you to get on the go in approximately 13.6 seconds ago.
There are 37 different reasons why that is not the most tactical move. So why don't you let me do what I'm good at?
Dylon, you are a very talented and capable young Kree. I'll give you that. But surely, any tactical plan that you may come up with is certainly inferior to the strategic plan that our board of generals has come up with. So, why don't you just stick with the plan?
All right, sure.
Ah, that's a good lad.
You're right. Lying to them does help.
So let's look at this going into battle move.
Who's the leader?
That's definitely my first question. So let's talk a little bit more. Let's zoom out a bit here and talk about this, right? Because I kind of threw you into a hairy situation without much context, right? So we have this gigantic amethyst drill. We have these little minion ships that are flying around that could pose a threat to you. We know that on this cosmic machine, this ship, which looks like a narwhal with a drill, basically, for a nose. On that ship are Mr. Milan and Relax. Right. So I would like to know who's the leader and what you're proposing, and then what everyone else is intending to do alongside that. So Eagle Eyes is saving his love.
That's my plan, regardless of what's actually going on.
I think you might be the first to go out, so you might just end up being the leader by being at the head of the line.
That is a bad idea, but okay. Considering what happened last time I was the leader.
I think it's a great idea. And as you do, Dylan is giving you tactical advice about those specific. What were those drone things? What are those called again?
We don't have a name for those, I don't think.
We can call them drones. Drones is a great
fine.
name.
Yes.
Because I have above the fray, when you enter battle as a team against a dangerous foe, if you have influence over the leader, which I
do not,
son of a gun, I misread the ink now. Dang it!
I will give you an opportunity before we get started to do that if you want to.
Oh yeah. Well, I should probably unleash like this is all invalid for me if I don't unleash my powers and have the robot so that she can do the thing. So let me try that first. Sorry.
Cool. No, it's cool. So yeah, let's talk a little bit about what this is going to look like tactically, and that can move into your unleash your powers move, right? So, are you preparing a ship for Eagle Eyes to fly? Is that the idea?
Eagle Eyes can travel in space. They're superhumanly tough and incredibly strong and uniquely skilled at jumping through space. I was actually trying to create a robot for
The distraction.
yeah, for the
And
distraction.
I'm not sure I can breathe in space, but but if we decided that, like, then yeah, sure, I can breathe in space.
Well, what would that look like when you're jumping into battle? What is your method of doing that? Are you getting in a ship? Are you?
I thought I was getting in a ship, but apparently I am jumping through space. So that's.
Oh no! You said you were jumping, so I'm sorry. Yeah, I could totally do that.
No, I
No,
can
wait.
totally jump through space if you let me.
I would say, as someone who's been warped by the cosmic machine out in space.
Yeah, that absolutely. I can jump through in space apparently.
And
So,
I want to hear like what you look like, how you propel yourself in space, other than just
jumping around.
is it just leaping off of drones and stuff like that? Is it-
Yeah.
Okay, so we'll keep that in mind. We're not quite there yet, but you have that capability. Okay, but you wanted to unleash your powers first, Rich, to make some tactical things.
Yes, I do. I unleash my powers because then, with always prepared, I could use one of my gadgets, so I can spend one gadget. Hold on. When you unleash your powers by producing brand new minor invention or gadget from your supply, spend one gadget and roll plus superior. My superior would have been a 2, but now it's a 1. It wouldn't have actually changed anything. Just hurts my heart. And so then there we go. So I got a mixed result of an 8.
Okay, cool. So I think that you will be able to provide a ship for an armored ship for Corinne, but she would have to pilot it manually. She would not be able to do it remotely. So you'll still be able to have a distraction, but she won't be in the safety of Zaxxon.
Man.
So this is when I realized that I still have the afraid condition, guys, which means I have -2 to engage.
Yeah, I actually was gonna comfort or support, but then I got mixed up in the whole like admitting that things are terrible for him and all that, and so yeah, I didn't do that thing. That's tactically smart. Sorry.
So, maybe
It could happen in the middle of battle if you want to, but it sounds like we're jumping off.
right. What I mean is, maybe Incanal should pilot the ship instead.
Oh, so you want to stay behind on the ship? The Zaxxon.
No, as the distraction.
Oh, you're going to offer to get in the ship. Okay.
Yeah, because she said since she has -2 to engage, then it would be more helpful to be the distraction instead of rolling with a -2 to attack anything on the ship. I think that's the idea, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So
it also means that if you run away, you clear that condition and ditch us.
Right, but Agatha, just so you know, I would love to have you in the fight versus being a distraction. I promise you, the very first thing I do is try to comfort and support and remove that so afraid of. I know that he has a rousing speech in his heart somewhere, or his reference manual. So if you wanted to be involved, I would love to have you involved.
Okay. I also feel like
same.
Okay, but I'm also like narratively like should we really let Corinne like get into battle like the day that she wakes up?
So we're in the hangar bay, which looks
like this like Mass Effect 2.
Looks like it's like a breeding pod even, right? So this is like a little baby Zaxxon. And we have Dylon working at some console, right? And it's telling you, like you're trying to like get it to go autonomous, and it's like deny, 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 error, error, and
Wait. So, quick question:
yes.
did we establish that the dog stayed with us?
I,
Because if so, she can be the distraction, and that can
oh,
justify like Canal coming with us and why the dog isn't here, isn't in the battle.
I think that unfortunately the Doug is on her side mission with Calliope, and they're having their adventures in their side comic. So
Yeah.
we can't take advantage of that. But we're in this hangar bay, right? And Eagle Eyes, you're already loaded up in your little baby Zaxxon, right? And Enan, we can have you come up to Dylon here as he's trying to adjust this ship, right? It's not working for him.
What's going on?
I had a ship. We needed a distraction as part of the plan, which I could have come up with 10 different better plans, but that's fine. We're just sticking and following orders so that we won't be blamed when it goes wrong. And unfortunately, this ship needs to be manually piloted. So I was thinking that since it's just a distraction, we could go ahead and let Corinne pilot it. She's an excellent pilot. She's got an A+ rating.
Yeah, but if things go wrong, she's the higher ups are gonna take it out on her. And she just woke up.
She did. That's absolutely true.
And the distraction is honestly more dangerous than whatever else is happening. I don't actually know what your plan is.
Well, we had a plan, but now Eagle Eyes is left. So we're Sans plan.
He again?
there he goes.
See it in...
Again.
Okay. Okay. This. I feel like what is going to happen is the distraction needs to be big enough to actually occupy the machine, the cosmic machine. And if Eagle Eyes has already left, that could catch their attention. So we need to do something really big with the distraction.
I can hear you still. We have communicators, remember? I say that in character.
I'm glad you can hear us, Eagle Eyes. I would have preferred you stayed so we could plan things out with me present, but whatever.
You could also hear. Anyways,
turn it off because I was talking to Corinne.
Anyways,
look, I could just fly the ship, right? Like I could like fly into somewhere that has a lot of them, so that'll pull a lot of them away, and you guys can do what you need to do. I'm assuming you guys are rescuing.
Relax. Yes, that is the plan.
Okay. So are you imagining that like you came here, so I have the ship, we're standing close or at least near each other, right, Enan?
Yeah, I think so.
So I think that Dallin will look at you and say, I noticed that your stimulus response is elevated. Your heart rate is a little higher than normal. Perhaps you need a pep talk. Listen, Enan, you will do great out there. You don't need to be the person to distract. This is a very, it's got great movement. There are no weapons whatsoever on this gadget. You won't be able to engage in the fight. I understand your concern over Corinne, but she is a Nova. We need you in the fight. Otherwise, we're not going to be able to get Verlex. So it would be advantageous to the team if you came with us, because I can't really keep Eagle Eye's under control, but you do a great job of telling him what not to do. He does the opposite.
This is thought machines, so I can still hear you. That
It's still true.
Lying?
I'm not
right
saying it
now?
isn't.
No, I'm not. We need you. I need you to come with me to make sure that we pull this off. You can do it.
Are you okay, Dylan? Are you sick?
Are we gonna turn this move around on him? Like,
No, she's just confused because he's never this
He's had this
straightforward
shame hanging
answer.
over him, so I'm kind of playing that like the post shame is causing him to act a little erratically.
How do
No,
you
this is
demonstrate
great.
your sincerity is what I want to know.
I don't know. I've never had to. I mean, I'll take some notes on it. I am trying to comfort or support her.
Yeah, I think
go for it.
this sounds almost like the regular version, which luckily is the same statistically for you. Because this doesn't sound like you're pointing out a flaw. It sounds like you're genuinely trying to give her that pep talk.
Yeah, this is someone lower my superior. He's just going to reach out and touch somebody or something. I just rolled a 9.
Actually, the one that you would be rolling is Savior for Tactical Genius, so it's not on me.
Oh, that's true. That's true. There is a good point. Thank you for well actually that. I adore that I have been well actually. That makes me happy. Comfort support. I rolled a 9. My mundane is a 1 because you raised it. So it's a 10. You can add a team to the pool or clear a condition. Oh, I can do one myself. So on a hit, you hear me. You can mark potential clear condition or shift labels if you open up to me.
Okay. Yeah, so I'm like staring at you, like just trying to figure out if there's something that's secretly going wrong that I don't know of for a bit. And then when you're just like staring back at me, like sincerely, I like, oh. Thanks, Dylan. I think I really needed that. I was talking with Corinne and just remembering about what I used to do. I didn't feel like I should be the hero. But we're a team, so we're gonna do this together, right?
Exactly.
Okay.
2 more ships jettison out of the hangar bay, right? Cool. So now we're going in a little bit more cleared and prepared. We got all of our feelings out on the table. We're getting ready to go into battle.
so what are the options? Clear, afraid, and then and Dylon doesn't have anything to clear. So do we have another team? Yes.
Right. So we're starting. We have 2 in the team pool now, but let's go and look at this move now that we're all prepared for that. We have Eagle Eyes, the bull, is the leader today. Do you have influence over every other teammate?
No.
Okay, so we don't add a team there. It sounds like everyone does have the same purpose in this fight, right? Dylon, you were genuinely being deceptive when you told General Yes Beam that you're going to be a distraction.
Right, of course.
Cool. So it sounds like everyone's here to save Verlax and
first and be a distraction second.
Right. Okay. So we're going to add another team to the pool there. So that brings us to 5 so far. Does anyone mistrust the leader or the team? I know you expressed some disdain.
I totally don't trust Tress. I do not trust this leader of the team.
I do not trust myself. Well, at least me, the player, does not trust Eagle Eyes, the character.
Fair enough. And I think What is, I mean, just for the purposes of knowing everyone's feelings, does Enan trust Eagle Eyes in this moment?
Enan trusts Eagle Eyes' intentions, but not his strategic abilities.
Fair enough.
That is absolutely true and fair.
So, are we going to remove a team because we have 5, or are we going to mark a condition? 5 is a lot in the team pool. So.
I want to mark angry.
Okay.
So I can get a +1 to shit.
Oh, that's very clever. Okay. Is our team ill prepared or off balance? I think thanks to Dylon's move and his powers and his cleverness and intuition and inventiveness, we are not unprepared. So we are at 5 in the team pool. And when we're angry, we have difficulty comforting, supporting, and piercing the mask. Okay. But you're probably going to have an opportunity to hurt someone or break something very soon.
Yes.
Cool. So
also, how do I explain the anger that just happened? Is it just I'm pissed off that Mr. Milan took Verlax and I'm taking it out on shit?
Good question. What do you think? I'll let you decide.
Yeah, I think it's a combination of that, and I'm fighting the cosmic machine, so it's bound to go badly. So I'm pissed off. Period.
Very cool.
Yeah.
And at any point, if you want to jump out of your ship and grab onto a drone bodily and give it a space suplex, that's on you. But I want to take an opportunity here for us to just take a quick bio break before we jump into the action at hand. Is that cool with everybody? Good 5-10 minutes or so. Alrighty. See you soon. All right. Now, I feel like I really dropped everybody in the soup and did not provide a lot of context. I was going for a little bit of an in media res situation, but want to make sure before we get started that we're all feeling on the same page. So I'm going to just describe the landscape a bit more for us so we can all have a shared mental image, right? And then if we have questions, feel free to just ask them, and then we'll get started into the action. So we have a little bit more context. I don't want people to feel floundering too much in the scenes, right? So we have probably like 30 Kree battleships around us, right? Rich, do you have an idea in your head of what a Kree battleship might look like? Like, what would distinguish that from any other spaceship you would see in TV, right? Like, what's special about a Kree battleship?
That is a great question. I actually don't know much about the Kree battleships, but
Your mental version of a Kree, or a cool picture you find too.
It's interesting. The first thing that comes to mind for me is from Babylon 5, the White Star, which was this really cool, not Babylon 5, sorry. Yes, Babylon 5, sorry. I confused myself by trying to correct myself. I can actually, I think they're pretty gorgeous. Oh, this is tiny version. Let's see if I can find a bigger version. I will share screens.
Yeah.
Open image and tab. This is what the White Star looks like. So it's the CG technology wasn't super advanced, nor was the budget that gigantic, but the idea behind it was really interesting to me. I thought it was a beautiful little ship. There's another pic from the Minbari tech manual. So,
very sleek and almost organic in shape.
Yep.
Cool. So they all have like these gun type things, right? They have like barrels coming out of the front of them, these Kree battleships that are surrounding you, right? And they're all starting to glow in this energy. And when they see that you've left the ship, right, they think you're preparing to distract. So they all kind of are like turning, and they're like forming like one central pyramid of energy. And when this charges up sufficiently, it's going to give us a good Death Star laser, right? So that's what's kind of the general, your half of the space map, right? In the center, we have these drones that are starting to come in, and they're probably, smaller than the Kree battleships, right? But they're about the size of your little Zaxxon pods that you're operating, right? I'm imagining that these aren't very large. You fit in them, but it's almost like you're flying your own little submarine, so to speak, right? One passenger type things. And then on the other end, the final third of the map, we have the big purple and black wormhole and this giant amethyst drill coming through. And I shared a picture in the Hangouts of the ship. This is the one that Maria was inspired by for the Cosmic Machine. So it's kind of this like drill battleship. Are there any other details about the Cosmic Machine other than the purple drill that differ from the Atragon?
I have no idea because it's only halfway through, right?
That's true. But you have seen the Cosmic Machine before. You've been in contact with it. So
only part of it.
So have you only also seen the drill?
I think the drill is part of it. It's bigger than that. I probably haven't seen the drill itself. I've been in another part of it because this thing is massively huge.
Indeed.
So
right. So that is the landscape we're in right now. So fire away. Any questions you have if you're feeling still a little lost in the scene? Any concrete details we need to nail down? Agatha, do you have any questions you want to ask about this landscape? or situation.
Yeah. So what would be the entrance, or are there any entrances that you would be going through?
Yeah. So I think we might use a move for that, right? We might look at assess the situation, right? But there will be there will definitely be an entrance. I think it'll be like on the side behind the drill. So once it comes out a bit further, you'll be able to get in. But there'll be like hangar ports or something like that.
Okay.
How about you, Rich? You're starting off coming back in from a break, and I definitely threw you into the middle of something. Do you have any questions about the situation, the mission?
So it's a big, undefined, gigantic battleship, and somewhere Verlax is on there.
Yes, and it also, this battleship, or the robotic mind that's controlling it, that is also capable of like mutating people and things, and that's what it did to Eagle Eyes back when he was a cowboy.
Well, he seems okay now.
Yeah, so it has that capability. What it might do with that remains to be seen. And Eagle Eyes, did you have any, or Maria, did you have any questions
Okay,
about?
once other people figure out where to locate Verlax hint Dylon, uh I was gonna I was thinking of going straight to that pretty much location and punch my way through.
Yeah, so I think it's gonna be somewhat like a regular spaceship inside of it, so you'll be able to like
Yeah.
punch through walls and stuff, and maybe make vacuums in space, that sort of thing. Okay, that'll be capable. So we're gonna need entrance, and we're gonna need a way to Verlax. Okay, excellent. So we have the three of you forming a little bit of a V formation. You hear General Yasbeam comes through your speakers, and he says, "Excellent, excellent. It did take you a little bit longer than we had hoped, but you keep those drones off of us, and very soon we'll be able to charge the super weapon. And we'll eliminate this problem once and for all, very quickly." So I think we have Eagle Eyes as the first one out, leading the pack. And there's these drones are flying all around, right? And one of them is like, their flight path is a little erratic because they're like taking these big spirals, like, but it spirals towards you, and it's heading directly towards your pod. So how do you plan to deal with that?
Charge right through and go to the cosmic machine and punch a hole in it so I can get in.
Okay, so you're just trying to dodge this
Yeah.
thing? Okay, so you're at the controls of this ship. I think that because it's organic, though, it's like tied into your body, so it's almost like you're swimming through space in a way, right? Your mind is linked up with this biopod.
I thought I also jumped through space or something.
That's totally up to you as well. If you want to abandon the pod and take things in your
when
own
I'm close
hands.
enough.
For sure. So I think that if you're trying to avoid that thing, you're probably I don't know. I think unleashing your powers might be what we're looking at here. What do you think? To overcome this obstacle?
I'm cool with that because I get a +1 because I'm angry.
Excellent. So you are unleashing your powers, and unleashing your powers here is taking advantage of the biopod and showing your sync with it, gracefully swimming through space. So how about you roll and take your +1 with that?
And I definitely needed it. That's a 7.
Oh, so close. Okay. I will come back to you to see what's going on here. Who is the next biopod out?
I'm totally cool with it being Dylon.
Okay.
He needs to observe the situation.
So when you see these drones are coming your direction, what is your plan to deal with them? You also trying to evade, or?
Yes, definitely evade. What Eagle Eyes is doing is ill-advised. It's a terrible idea, but he'll pull it off anyway.
So you're making these evasive maneuvers, right? And before we get to the move, General Yasbeam comes in and he's like, Dylon, what are you doing? You need to take out those drones. They're interfering with our calibration of our weapon.
Working on it. Don't worry. Trust me, sir. I've got it. Just making a tactical maneuver here, and then we'll be taking care of it.
I understand, but I'm not seeing any weapons firing or anything like that. You just seem
That's
to be
true.
making
You're not. That's all part of the plan.
Okay, go ahead and unleash your powers to evade this ship.
Okay. I've rolled an 8, and unfortunately, my freak is a flat, so that is a mixed result. I will mark a condition if I need to.
We'll come back to that. I want to see, Enan, you have the final ship. Drones are flying. What's your method of dealing with them? Are you following the evasive maneuvers of the others? Are you being a distraction? What do you think?
I'm wrecking them. Yeah. Yeah. I also hear, I think, what Jasper?
Yasbeam, Yasbim. Yes.
Yasbeam. My bad.
That's fine.
I also hear what Yasbeam said, I think.
So you're trying to cover for Dylon and show off some destruction.
Yeah. And
okay.
And I think, like, now that I'm thinking it through, this is technically, we're still on mission. Even if we were to rescue Verlax, that would be an amazing distraction for them. So anyway, yeah, so I'm just gonna, I think In kind of like leans back in her pod, and then like her mind is like focusing on all the different metals that is in all of these different drones. And then she's like figuring out in her mind they become like parts being bound together, and then she's gonna explode them. But let me roll first.
Nice. Yeah. So I think you might just be directly engaging a threat then. Sounds like.
Yes. Yeah.
Cool. So you roll with danger for that one.
Yes.
So while you're rolling that, I'm going to give you an option here, Eagle Eyes. Right. You can either mark a condition to overcome these drones that are flying at you, or one of them is going to come up close to you and scrape your battle pod. You're going to need to take a powerful blow.
I'll mark a condition as opposed to possibly marking 2 conditions.
Indeed. What does that look like?
I think. All right. Hold up, I'm looking at this at the different. I think I'm gonna be like. I wanna say I wanna be guilty because that's the condition I wanna mark, but it's like I feel like I suddenly realized, oh shit, I'm sending these people to fight the cosmic machine. This is not gonna end well.
Yeah, I can see that. So, Dylon, you're behind Eagle Eyes, and you see him, gracefully avoid one of these drones, and it kind of spirals on past him as he's heading towards this very ominous large ship. But then that drill that went right past him is going right towards you. Are you going to mark a condition, or are you going to take a powerful blow?
I would like to mark a... Ooh, you know what? I will take a powerful blow. I think Dylon, maybe he can use this. He's planning ahead. He thinks he can use this to sell that, yeah, see, I'm a distraction. So I just got hit really hard.
All right. Well, great. Let's start getting hit.
Also, you rolled a 0, so that's better. Or you roll with a 0 as opposed to with a +1, like I would have rolled. So
sure.
Yeah.
I rolled snake eyes. I stand strong, baby.
Yeah, go ahead and mark potential. And yeah, is there an extra benefit to standing strong, or does that just mean
Your XP and you stand strong and describe how it goes. So I think it's one of those where the drill comes and he performs this very intricate maneuver where he kind of corkscrews around the drill as it's coming forward, but it misses him.
Love it. Alrighty, good flying, Dylon. That's what I expect out of a true noble Cree. All right. Now, how did directly engaging a threat go for you, Incanel, Master of Kinesis?
Yeah, I rolled a 6, which means that's a 9.
Dang.
Danger. Yeah.
I'm gonna spend or how do I spend a team so I can bump that up to 10?
Well, so an issue here is that
I'm probably not helping. So yeah.
no, you can definitely help. Yeah,
So what's the issue?
You're gonna give them that +1 if you wanna help.
I think describing it as
unless you can't get more than a +3. I'm trying to remember if team
you can get a +4.
Okay, cool.
I think in mask you can the maximum is +4.
So how do you help Incadella out as she's reaching out to the metal in these machines?
So I can describe what would have happened if you didn't help.
I like that.
Okay.
Yeah. So what I was going to choose was that I wasn't going to choose resist or avoid their blows. What is going to happen is that Incanel is reaching out with her mind and or her ferrokinesis waves, and then figuring out the parts, and then just suddenly severing all of the bonds. So then they're like exploding massively, and then I wanted to create an opportunity for my allies. So she's taking care to avoid the other two teammates in like the path that the explosion would have taken, but she didn't do that for herself. Maybe because she just didn't have enough time. So I think like a lot of the shards come hurtling towards her.
I think the help would be like letting you know that somehow psychically or with the connection with the implant that they're coming towards you if you do that, because I know how the machine works and I know the crazy physics it has. So yeah, it's like it's gonna take a weird turn and probably hit you if you do it that way.
Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, so it's like she's occupied with like doing this one part and she doesn't notice the other part. So then when Eagle Eyes calls that out, then she's like, oh, okay, and like swerves.
All right, so that's spend that team and take a 10.
Yeah, cool. So you're going to take out a good portion of these drones, right? We'll say like half of them, right? And General S-Beam is very pleased. And you can hear, and you can even like see light coming from behind you as the energy beam is starting to grow more and more bright. And even in the vacuum of space, you can hear this humming, crackling energy as it's starting to power up. So you've managed to avoid the drones for the most part, and you've managed to impress General Yasbeam, but you've shortened your timetable, and it won't be long before they set off the super weapon, right? So, Eagle Eyes, you're heading straight towards the ship then, is that right?
Yes, I jump off open cockpit, jump off, punch the cosmic machine in the drill, and get on.
So you're going to punch the machine right in the nose, right, as the drill's coming in. Yes. So I think, you hear General Yasbeam come over the speakers, and he's like, oh, yes, excellent work, young Guardians. I knew we could count on you to be a distraction. And wait, hold up. What are you doing? You're directly in the path of the super weapon. You're and then we see you like pop the hood right on this.
So think Captain Falcon in the anime, that meme scene.
Captain Falcon, no.
Yes.
Captain Eagle Eyes. So you're just going to falcon punch the cosmic machine right in the face. This is awesome. So we see you, right? You're coming out here with your big superhero punch. If this isn't directly engaging a threat, I don't know what is.
I thought it was more unleashing your powers, but I'll take the one with the +3 instead of the +2.
Yes. Well, yeah. Let me ask you more. Is this your method of entry?
Yes, this is my method of entry.
Okay, so this isn't necessarily you trying to harm or damage the ship. This is you just trying to get in.
Yeah,
so you
to
can
get Verlax out. Yeah.
Okay. Well, just like Eagle Eyes, to take the direct route instead of, looking for the door. Awesome. Yeah. Unleash your powers, for sure.
Boy, that's 5.
Only 5, huh?
Only 5.
Oh, well. How do we want to call this a failure, or do we want to try to bump it up?
We can how many times can we bump it up?
As many as you want. Like as many team members as you have. So each team member, if they're helping, can give a +1. So if both Incanel and I work together, we could somehow help you get inside. I like the idea of that. We've got a boatload of team pool. So I unleash a searing laser while pointing out, I could have told you that the superstructure was a bit harder to rip apart. Here, let me try to take out that hinge, which you should have aimed for.
And how do you help out Incanel with your powers or otherwise?
Could I also... Oh, because you can spend your influence to do that as well, right?
Yeah, you can burn influence to do a thing. You're right. Let me double check and see exactly how you do that.
It says surrender the influence you hold over someone to choose, and I can take. Oh wait.
I think that's.
Oh no.
That's when you. Yeah, that's more for an end. No, I think that's something a little bit different. That's if you want to take a +1 on them.
Oh, that's so strange.
A little bit tricky, but you can definitely spend from the team pool.
Okay. Yeah.
And another thing too is that your danger or oh wait, this is freak. We could shift your labels here too, right?
We can shift freak. Yes, that is accurate. Just don't fucking lower danger, because I want that at 3 when I lock it.
Oh man, that's it. That's my #1 goal for this whole fight now, is to lower your danger, because you said it too many times. So now it's a personal challenge.
Yeah, well, I'm just curious here. What are you trying to accomplish, and what are you trying to do that?
So,
are you hoping to just do it in a different way than using team pool, or what do you think?
Okay, I mean, we could do the team pool. I don't think it works with the influence, so never mind.
That's fine, and we still have 2 left.
Okay, yeah. I'm just going to lend my ferrokinesis powers to again, like, seek out the bonds in the metals and weaken them or something.
So you see that the drill, it's like starting to turn orange from the heat from the laser, and it's starting to almost unravel a bit from the influence of the ferrokinesis, which works on this crystal drill because it's magic space metal crystal. And you're just going to punch right through it. Is that the plan?
Yeah, that's still a 7 though.
Okay, yeah. So again, you have the choice here. Are you going to mark a condition, or am I going to make this unstable or temporary for you?
Let me think. Look at the conditions again. I will be insecure because of what Dylon said.
You're moving ahead too quickly. Be careful with that, because you got a few conditions now.
Yeah, I know.
No, that makes me excited. Okay. So you come out with the super punch, right? and you are going to it's like the drill is like just opening in front of you, right? As it spins around you, you make a hole big enough that their other pods are even going to be able to follow you in. Now, this is a long drill, right? But you are so powerful, and your rage is so infinite right now that your punch, your spirit, and maybe it has something to do with your connection to the cosmic machine. Maybe it has something to do with these dimensions, right? But your emotions power you all the way through that drill, and we see this glowing orange trail that goes past you as you punch all the way through that hole. Dylon, you follow in your biopod. Enan, you follow in yours. You have this viewport on your ship, right, Enan? It starts to glow white. You lose control of the ship, and it has just taken itself onto autopilot following Dylon. Figure appears in the view screen with reflective sunglasses, right? Big white brimmed hat. We meet again, Soldier 9. Welcome to my humble abode. Bum, bum, bum. And for Richard's information, this is Mr. Milan, right?
That would have been my guess.
So we all know he can hack things like windows and stuff. So here
And
he is.
mirrors.
Okay. Yeah, I'm staring at him and not good at making conversation, so can't distract him. But I'm like hardcore, like trying to figure out where he is, like where he's coming from. So maybe I just like with my hand like in some jamming my hand into some part of the control panel so I can like I don't know, follow whatever
Sure.
signal that he's hacking from.
Yeah, I think,
Who knows?
we're calling this Unleash Your Powers, right? So
Oh,
he's
would that be?
well, because
Or
we're
is that-
every time we're using this biopod, since it's linked to your body, it's like you're unleashing its powers. So we're gonna go with that.
Okay, so it's because I thought it would be assess the situation.
Oh, that's a very good point.
Like I'm trying to figure Miss
Yeah.
Milan out.
Yeah, this is not necessarily trying to overcome this obstacle. This is trying to figure out more about what's going on here. Okay. Yeah, you can definitely do that. Yeah, so your roll with superiors.
-1.
Nice.
Okay.
You're coming home to roost, huh, Soldier 9? Come back
Eden's not saying anything.
come back to work again, He's just like goading you, right?
Oh my gosh, I rolled a 7, so that is a 6.
Oh, okay. You could always act selfishly to shift your labels and make it a 7.
I think if either Dylon Dylon or Eagle Eyes hear this conversation through the mic, for the headset, we can help as well.
I think this is a weird case where he's taken over the ship, right? I think that he has control over this situation, and you are currently cut off from your psychic link.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna act selfishly. I'm going to cut off all of the communication that I have with the other two because I think I also don't want to know. I don't want them to know that I'm having this conversation.
Nice.
Or I don't want them to hear what he's saying.
Yeah, he might reveal some unwelcome truths about you.
Yep.
Okay,
I
cool.
would like to. Yeah. So does that mean I also spend? Oh, how many do we even have from the pool left?
We have one left now.
Okay. Yeah.
But
so
you're going to shift one label up and one label down.
Okay, so let me say something that I'm gonna do, or I want to do. As soon as she cut us off communications, I'm going back and going to punch the bioship and trying to get her. So I'm trying to defend. even though I have a condition there.
Okay.
Because I can roll with danger instead of savior because she's my rival and I have that move.
So why do you think you would punch her ship? Not that she's cut off your psychic link. What is inspiring you to do that?
I think because I know something's wrong. Because Inin doesn't cut off connections like that unless there's like some serious shit going on. And we know how Verlex was taken because of the message. So putting
Perfect.
two and two together, I can just.
I mean, she didn't cut off that link when she was throwing shade at you earlier, so.
Exactly. So
Okay.
This is like super serious shit.
But I definitely want to give you an opportunity to ask that one question you have from acting selfishly before you get defended here.
Yeah, so I shifted my superior up 1, so now it's 0. And I shifted my savior down, so it's -2.
That makes Mr. Milan very happy. But
yeah,
what is your question?
my question is, what here can I use to incapacitate Mr. Milan?
Incapacitate him. Very interesting. Yeah, so I think that you're able to follow this signal, right? And it tells you that Mr. Milan does have a physical presence on the ship, right? But much like Corinne, he is like hooked in with tentacles, like these black tendrils, right? It's amplifying his powers, and it's kind of how he's been able to reach out to you and to Verlax from these long distances, right? So how do you learn all that? Does Mr. Milan just tell you in his villainous monologue, or do you have another idea?
Villainous monologue. I love that. No, I think it's so the way that Incanel gets the signal in the first place is through the vibrations in like the wiring, the tube, and so it's so then like she gets like echoes. It's almost like the way sound works. So she gets like a 3D model appears in her head of like what is going on, or
echolocation or something.
Yeah, of the structure. So like it travels following these wirings to him, and then it's like you see it like slowly forming, and then it's just like instead of forming his body, it just forms the structure behind him, and then there's like a negative space where his body would be sitting in the chair. Yeah, so then she sees that and it's like, got it.
And you know if you can rip him from that casing that he would be incapacitated. Cool. So Mr. Milan is saying to you, right, like, you know, I've teamed up with the cosmic machine here. I know I'm not always one for teams, but this cosmic machine, it has the ability, it can grant you unlimited potential. And that's what you need to survive in this world. You need to be strong if you're going to survive. That's just the way of thinking. And then
well, first of all, I have to roll because that is a roll.
Okay.
And I've been rolling kind of shit today, so.
Yeah, good to keep
Hey, that is a 10.
Okay, cool. So you're defending them from an immediate threat. You're rolling with Savior.
No, I'm rolling with Danger.
Oh, Danger, because you're a cool move.
Because she's my rival, and I have to protect her.
Because you're the only one who gets to beat her up. Yeah. Very cool. Awesome. So.
Oh, and I keep forgetting that I can spend hold to help people, as if it was team in the pool. That I have hold on in to do that.
Okay.
I keep forgetting I have that. Just never mind.
Good to know you have that. So what are you going to? You get to choose an extra move here, right, or an extra option.
Yeah, I'm gonna clear a condition because I have too many. I'm gonna clear insecure or yes, insecure.
So Dylon, you see Eagle Eyes jump onto Inconel's ship, punch a hole in the windscreen, pull her out. You're the only one with an operational ship anymore.
Are you surprised?
So what do you do here?
Well, did we actually open up the hole? Like Eagle Eyes was able to open that. I'll just zip in there. I trust Eagle Eyes and my team to follow me. We need to get in there and get Verlex out before there are any further complications. So I'd like to go in and see if I can look within the machine, the cosmic machine, and try to locate Verlex. I'm trying to assess the situation or figure something out here.
Cool. So you're looking for Verlax while Enan has an idea about where Mr. Milan is. Awesome. Are you two going to hitch a ride on this pod as it comes in here? Are we surfing on the biopod?
Oh, definitely.
That sounds fun.
It's like swimming with cosmic dolphins, you know.
And I want to talk to Enan while we're at it, or on it at least.
Cool. So you guys, I want to see that discussion. But first, let's have you assess the situation here, Rich, for Dylon's ship.
So assessing the situation is rolling plus superior. My superior is not as awesome as it used to be. No, I'm joking. No, it isn't. It's a 1. And so here we go. That is a 6. I rolled a 5 plus 1, 6. If I had a +2 superior, that would have been a success.
Well,
you can act selfishly
No,
and get that superior back.
No, I don't want to waste a team pool at this point. So you'll just fail. I'll take my potential. Thank you.
So as you are surfing through here, right? You get your way into the ship proper. You're past the drill, and in fact, you can see behind you that the hole that you made is starting to reform. Little like crystals and like looks like little nanobots are like all coming together and refilling the hole and reforming the drill, right? And just as that hole is closing, you see the light that's coming from it. A little pinprick of light from that super weapon is glowing a bit brighter before the purple crystal closes in. You don't see it anymore. And you are... you all have this psychic connection, right? And you hear Mr. Milan's voice now. He's joined into your network. He says, "Clever move, Eagle Eyes. At least that's what the machine has told me you're called. You know, I would recommend you all turn around right now because your little friend here is going to get hurt."
No, I think you're gonna get hurt, and this is when I activate my moment of truth.
Oh boy!
So I get to read off my moment of truth. This is what you do best. You let loose all the pent-up strength and rage and glee, and you break whatever stands in your way. You are a wrecked walking demolition crew. What can stand up to you? Nothing. Not buildings, not structures, not enemies. Nothing. Of course, the people who changed you know exactly where to find you. But it doesn't matter because they already knew where I was. I was right inside them to begin with. So...
So yeah, what are you like? What are you doing here? Tell us all about it.
Okay, I start wrecking shit until we get to Mr. Milan, and then I punch him in the face.
Okay, so
it's basically a whole montage of me like wrecking shit, jumping between parts of the cosmic machine, and then punching Mr. Milan in the face.
So like we see like it's like, again, we're just montaging, right? It's kind of similar to like when we first came together, right? Going through Zaxxon and like blowing up different portions of it as you wrecked your way through to get to Mr. Milan. Here we are again in another weird ship doing the same thing. And these like mutant creatures that are like made of like black ichor are like coming out of the walls, right? And you recognize these as like little half-formed engines, right? Like the fake engine.
Oh yeah, and I have guns. I'm using them.
Yeah, and you're blowing them up, you're punching dudes, right? Doing all that sick stuff. And you come to like this big, like gross sphere. And here's like Mr. Milan. He still has his hat and his glasses, but like you can't even see his body. It's just like his head. And he's like, you could have unlimited power.
Boom.
Cool. So I'll just like cross him out of my notes here. We'll skip his conditions. And he will not have a chance to retreat as you destroy this company man.
Oh hey, Ian, I accidentally, not accidentally, quote unquote, killed your ex boss. How do you feel about that?
Mixed feelings, let's say. Yeah, I think Enan came expecting that he would have to kill Mr. Milan.
But not this quickly.
But she doesn't want to do it herself because she's remembering the vision that she had. Last time we had an encounter with the cosmic machine. Remember when we had our visions of her darkest self? And her darkest self.
Right, the darkest self.
She killed him along with everyone else.
Yeah, I don't know your darkest self vision because I only saw mine, but
yeah. So in a way, she's like disappointed and relieved at the same time.
So, speaking of darkest selves, this is a perfect moment to introduce this set piece. So you've destroyed Mr. Milan, right? And just to give us a bit more context, I think that he was close to the heart of the cosmic machine, right? So there's this explosion as this black sphere of gross tentacles and ichor like flies everywhere. It reveals like the brain of the cosmic machine. And I think in this case, it really is like a brain, right? It's like a big purple, like brain that's like pulsating, right? And glowing. And it's, now that you've blown away the sphere, it's like waiting here ahead of you. I think that you're in like a big anti-gravity like space here. It's like floating, and there's all these black tendrils coming out of the brain, and you're all like floating around looking at it. And of course, we have, you know, jetpack type jet boots or something, right? They're available to everyone, so you can maneuver around here. But it's the cosmic machine. You only remember this from your visions, right, Eagle Eyes? It's like, it says to you all, well, if it isn't the hero that I sent out on a mission, are you truly performing your task? You've come back to me and now you mean to harm me.
where's Verlax?
Ah, yes, my newest pet project. He's much more malleable than you ever were. I can form this creature into whatever I desire. And finally, I will be able to bring order to every dimension.
Okay, no, I'm not okay with this. I am so I'm gonna go huh?
You think about punching a brain?
I'm not gonna punch the brain immediately. I was thinking of trying to find Verlax and letting the Kree people blow it up.
So while you're considering that,
Yeah.
this figure starts to materialize in thin air in front of you. And in fact, it looks just like you, only his skin is purple and lined with black, like veins, right? And he really just looks very nonchalant. And another figure starts to form in front of you in Canal. It looks just like you, only her skin is purple, veins of black, and her arms are like dripping with blood, it looks like. Don't know where that came from. Now, I would like to ask you, Dylon, If you were to envision the darkest version of yourself, the worst person you could become, what would they look like? What would they be capable of doing?
Huh. Well, the darkest version of me would be as smart as me, but not have my superior moral compass. So they probably have like an eye patch.
Okay, so we see Dylon's perfect vision of evil, which is anyone wearing an eye patch, forms in front of you. I don't have a use for you anymore, Eagle Eyes. I've created a template that's far superior to you.
That's funny. I don't have a use for you either.
Well, you are but a grain of sand floating in the great cosmic ocean. What do you hope to do here? I made you, and I can destroy you just as easily.
I hope to punch brains.
As you go to punch brains,
I will go punch brains with my locked stat. At a +3.
These 3 dark versions are coming to intercept you. You have to deal with them first.
Oh, that's lovely. I will punch them first.
You're trading blows with the darkest version of yourself. It seems to match your strength. It's has just as powerful as you, right? As you go to punch it, I think there's this moment where he grabs your hand, right?
Yes.
And it's like a little tug of war.
I have a gun.
He has one too, and he pulls it out, and your bullets ricochet off each other as if you just aimed at a mirror, right?
All right.
What is it about you, yourself, that's superior to this darkest version?
Well,
what's the difference that's going to take you over the edge?
Because I care, so so this is anime, right? So because I care, I get more strength for love and friendship and stuff.
Yes.
Because I actually give a shit about Parallax.
Yes, so I'm going to just basically do a custom move, which is basically like Unleash Your Powers, only you're rolling with the label that makes most sense there. Maybe mundane?
That is a terrible idea, but okay.
Hey, you said
sure, I will roll with mundane and fail horribly.
That's your level.
That is a 5.
Okay. And Incanel, you are having a psychic tug of war with the metals in this room as you're facing off against the darkest version of yourself. They don't care if there's any collateral damage. They will cause bloodshed. They don't care. But what do you think is different about you, yourself, than this darkest version of you?
So I think that what is happening with the struggle between us is that she is about to just explode everything that is metal in the room, and I am putting my energy to stopping that, so I can't even attack her because we're just like pushing psychically against each other as this is happening, and this is terrible. I think that our difference is that I want to save people. So yeah. I should roll. So you should roll with your
lower stat as well. Oh my god!
Right, guys.
Right, guys.
That's right. I feel like the lesson I'm teaching through this custom move is like not exactly right, but go ahead and roll with Savior.
The lesson is that we all started our characters like shit.
You should have been evil the whole time.
That is a 6.
Yes.
After my -2. Yeah.
Okay, so and then
I will actually spend my 1 hold to increase that as if it as if it was steam of your team full and say, Ian, you are a savior, and even though I don't have influence on you, I guess helps anyways.
You're a hero, that's for sure.
You're a hero. Aiden, you're a hero.
While you're like beating the crap out of your mirror version. So I'm thinking the way that Dylon and the darkest version of himself might have a combat is not through actual blows, but it's like a battle of the mind, right? You're thinking about what his next move might be, what your next move might be, right? It's like a chess game going on before anybody makes a move. Is that right? Or
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, I would imagine that would be how we would duel. Perhaps it could be a little game of Go or chess or something.
Right. So it's like the kind of weird 3D Cree version of Go, right?
Yep.
So
it's called Rule. It's like Go, but Cree like to rule stuff from the Empire stuff. So
right. And they rule, the galaxy, which is 3 dimensions as opposed to, like a flat.
Exactly. It reads.
So how do you think that your tactical planning would overcome this darker version of yourself? You said earlier you had a superior moral compass.
Oh, yeah, he cheats.
He cheats.
But he's doing it for the right reasons, guys. It's okay. He cheats.
Cheating for the right reason. What label do you think that would most apply there?
Oh, gosh. I would imagine cheating for the right reason would be danger?
Yeah, sounds right to me. Reads to me. So you're going to roll with danger.
Okay.
So right now we have a mixed result for Incanel. We have pretty hard failure for Eagle Eyes.
Let's see how I go. That would be another failure. A 3.
Oh,
This is the best team, guys.
Okay. So I think definitely your moment of distraction, your moment of reaching out to your friend, being vulnerable, right, opens up an opportunity for the darker version of yourself. He doesn't care about other teammates, right? He has a mission in mind. He has been given a directive, and that is to face his foes. So he's going to get in a powerful blow as you get shot with a literal gun because that's what you bring to the table, right in the gut. You're going to take a powerful blow. You've got some conditions.
That's with a +2 joy.
Yes.
Snake Eyes!
You lucked out there. So how do you cheat at this game of Rule, Dylon?
So I write a little side sub-program that feeds me more, like if it's like Go, then different size discs. It's a 3D version, right? So he's basically dealing from the bottom of the deck, except with the particular rule-based discs that are used for taking different spaces and surrounding the enemy.
So I think that what this looked like in this game, right, was that you made a move with your cheating that actually helped protect some of your pieces, right?
Mm-hmm.
Hoping that would give you an advantage. But then you realized that your mirror version cheated also. And he accepted that move, but turned it around to work in his favor. He sacrifices some of his pieces to take some of yours. And right when that happens, your eyes go wide at that move. And a fist comes right through the 3D hologram of the game and gets you square in the chin as you lose the game. So you're going to take a powerful blow also.
Sweet. I know I'll roll high. Come on, 10. Come on, 10. Aha, I've rolled a 10.
Very good. So
I called it.
That one's going to hurt. You only got punched in the jaw, and yet you got hurt more than the person who got shot in the stomach, right? Now, we have a mixed result from our friend Incanel. And I think that we see, you trying to defend your friends and hold and, trying to protect them. This person that you're facing off against, this copy of you, those black veins start to recede into their body, right? And they're like, you hear their voice, and it sounds sort of like yours, but a little distorted, right? It's like, what are you trying to do here? Don't you want to be powerful? Don't you want to live? You could die here, you know? And you feel like the psychic battle in your mind is like intensifying.
I am powerful because I'm with my team.
Shots fired, guys.
Cool. So you're saying that, right? You're with your team, and then you hear the gunshot, right? And you see Dylon go flying from a nice uppercut, right?
Mhm.
So you're with your team, but your team is in danger. What do you do? You're still holding off this psychic blast, so you know, or
Yeah, and
Ferrokinesis.
do we know where Verlax is or no?
I think because Dylon failed to find him, we still haven't located Verlax yet.
Okay. So we can't wreck everything yet. I'm going to so instead of pushing against what my doppelganger is doing so that nothing is getting exploded, I'm going to go along with her energy so that things are starting to get ripped out, but that the sheets of whatever is lining the crystal metal that's
Yeah.
lining the ship will protect the other two people from more danger.
Well, you've mentioned before that this is the sort of technique that Incanel would use of like redirecting people's energy, like judo style, right? So you're doing some psychic judo here to try to defend your teammates, right?
World plus savior, I guess.
Yeah, I think this
Again?
is defend.
Can someone tell me that I am more of a savior? Someone with influence on me?
I don't have influence on you, I think. You have influence on me, but I
who
don't have
has
influence.
I do.
Oh yeah.
Sure. So as Dylan's about to get totally hammered, he says, "Hey, Cadell, please, you could do it. You're the only one who can help me. Help us all."
And then what do you choose from the Take a Powerful Blow lists,
Oh
Dylon?
my! I am going to take. I choose one. I want to lose control of myself or my powers in a terrible way. Do it. Do it. Bring your worst.
Interesting. So you want me to tell you what happens there?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. So he's a tactical person. Are you losing control of yourself in a terrible way?
I have an idea.
Please share.
He hacks your octo things because it's losing control of your powers as well, and your powers are technically your octo limbs.
That's true. The octolimbs are involved. That's an option. I'm gonna give you two options here. Your octolimbs are going to activate subconsciously in a defense routine, right? And it's going to grab onto Eagle Eyes to try to stabilize you, but it's going to clamp into him, right? Cause him harm. Or you can try to pull a Corinne on Incanel and try to use your psychic link and your technology to boost her powers. To try to help her out.
I'd obviously try to help.
That's never gone wrong before.
That's what I was trying to do before, so I'll do it right this time.
Okay. So what does that look like?
So he realizes that evil Dylon is cheated, but cheated better than he cheated, so he drops back into he drops into the psychic link that he has with Enon and tries to kind of hack and rewire her programming to give her better access to everything that she can do. You just upgrade her. It works.
Cool. So that's shifting up her savior. What are you going to shift down?
Oh yeah, I definitely like her mundane where it is. So I will shift up her savior and shift down her freak.
Okay. So you feel a burst of energy come through you psychically, right? You're able to wrestle and gain advantage over. I think the way we visualize this on the screen too, right? Because this is a psychic battle and that doesn't translate to the screen very well. Is you're in like a cool, like actual wrestling match with this version of yourself, right? So you flip her over and pin her, and then we cut back to your medal.
So
But
question.
yeah, go ahead.
What was the roll? Was it an 8? -2, or rather -1 now.
Yeah, so I think we're at a 7, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so I don't need to help out as well.
Right. So what are you doing with these panels? What effect are you trying to achieve?
Yeah, I'm looking at the defend move right now. What is this? Oh, jeez. I'm protecting my other teammates from, because so I'm not going to keep like pushing against the powers of my doppelganger. I'm just gonna let her explode everything, but I'm just gonna protect my teammates while that is happening.
Yeah.
It's perfect that I rolled this 79 now after all this, because it cost me. I'm gonna expose myself to danger.
And you pick an option from the list as well.
Yeah, let's add a team to the pool because I think we need it.
Right.
We were saying that we have a shit ton of team, but
it went out quick, yeah. So as you move to, go with the energy of this person, right? Her body actually, while you're wrestling, joins in with yours. You kind of come together. The two of you merge into one being, right? As you divert her energy, and now you feel as if it's your own energy that you're diverting to create this defensive situation, right? And I think that you're able to cradle Dylon and Eagle Eyes, after they've taken their blow and they're spinning backwards in this zero gravity environment. But what about you has physically changed now that you've merged with this person?
Clearly, I am half purple.
Yes, like one half of your body.
Exactly.
Awesome. So that's, you're going forward with that, right? So now we have Evil Dylon is still in the game, and the very big threat is Evil Eagle Eyes, right? He's popped out the cylinder of his revolver and he's like spinning it to reload it with his super fast reflexes, right? Are you still what's your plan here? Looking for Verlax, facing the dark versions of yourself to the left?
I will look for Verlax. Except, okay, sure, I will look for Verlax.
Okay.
Because that is a good idea.
You have a chance while he's reloading.
Yes.
How do you try to do that? Just looking around with your eagle eyes?
Sure, I have a -3 total to assessing, but okay. Or no, I have a -1
Okay.
assessing because of I'm guilty. I think. Assess is superior, so yeah.
Alrighty.
So I have a -1 to assessing. So I roll that. And hopefully it won't go like shit like everything else. And it did. It's a 4.
Oh, that's pretty low. Okay. So you're looking around for Verlax, right? And you hear that dark version of yourself call out to you and says, "There you go again, caring about your friends and your loved ones." Right? His voice sounds a little bit like yours, but like just slightly off. It's like That Fate Weaver engine's nothing but a rogue glitch. That's all you are. It's a busted cog. We're gonna eliminate you. I think you're going to maybe mark a condition here. Insecure, I think.
Sure.
Gonna mark on, yeah.
How much potential did I have before? 1 or 2? I think I only had 1.
Yeah, so you're gonna mark potential again because we kind of reset that when you got your advance.
Yeah.
Okay, you got a moment to collect yourself, Dylon. And Eagle Eyes is looking a little demoralized. And we still don't have a bearing on Verlax. What are you thinking?
I'm wondering if we were to use the super weapon, only Verlax would die and the rest of us would survive. If maybe that's a better chance. We're too far in it. I will offer up this. Here we go. I will point out to the obviously the flaw in this plan I announce is that each of our dark halves are specifically key to each one of us. So if we swap, then we will all be superior to our foes. And I'd like to use tactical genius to point out the obvious flaw in a known foe's plan and roll plus savior.
Dang, so you're trying to merge with Eagle Eye's worst self and have Eagle Eyes merge with your worst self?
Yeah, sure. Merge. No, merge, fight. Like defeat.
Fight.
Oh, fight. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, not merge, sorry. I don't really want any of Eagle Eyes in me. I've heard he's a broken cog or something, and that's not good.
Awesome. So roll with Savior.
All right, here we go. That is a 4.
Even with Savior, oh no.
Yeah, that is a 4 plus with Savior, it brings it up to a 4.
You have played into your enemy's hands. Watch the trap spring. Okay. As you get close. So are you calling out to Eagle Eyes, or are you going to fight Evil Eagle Eyes yourself first?
I was going after Evil Eagle Eyes. Obviously, that's the best choice.
Unfortunately, as you come close to Evil Eagle Eyes, so you were prepared, you're explaining your plan, right? You go to punch him, and your arm goes through him. And his body turns amorphous and starts to wrap around your wrist. And now you've merged with the worst of Eagle Eyes. And I think we would all agree that that is going to shift your Savior down 1 and your danger up 1, mechanically speaking. How does your physical appearance change when you're mixed with Evil Eagle Eyes?
I think I have a hat now.
His hat spirals up and lands on your head.
And probably his skin color will shift. It was like a light baby powder blue, and it starts to turn redder, and now but it doesn't actually go to red. It becomes like this pink, unfortunately. Yeah, it's not great. It's not a good look.
You're really more of a winter than a spring, Dylon, I would say. So now we have Cowboy Dylon facing off against Pirate Dylon. But yeah, that doesn't sound like that's a plan that's going to work very well. I think I want to see what Eagle Eyes does next.
Oh,
before I talk more about these repercussions.
Well, I can shoot the evil Dylon now that Evil Eyes is not here.
Yes. Well, you're not getting close, so I don't think the same thing will happen to you.
I know,
You're just
right?
Directly engaging that threat.
Yes, and that is with +3.
Finally, a good
Oh my
roll
god,
could
that is a
come.
6. Can
Okay.
someone help me, Plux?
Oh, that's true.
Because we don't want to risk more misses on this dangerous mission.
Yeah. How are you going about this?
I shoot a guy. You can help direct my bullet with your metal powers.
I do. Yeah. So cool.
We curve the bullet. Evil Dylon was prepared to avoid, any bullet, but he couldn't have, predicted that its trajectory would curve. That's not how bullets work.
That's not how bullets work. Oh my god.
And I'm going to say here that you just take that one out.
That's a 7 to 9 though, so I get repercussions anyways.
Yes, you do. As the cosmic machine speaks out to you angrily. All you do is meddle with my plans, Eagle Eyes. I should never have listened to that Fate Weaver engine. And it's just angry, right? So, says, I think my time in this dimension is up. I'm going to leave you all with a parting gift. And so that rift that you're in, it starts to expand. We see this outside of your perception, right? But he's opening up the dimensional rift, and he's going to pull himself back out and retreat, right? But that means he's going to take your friend with you.
No, because he's gonna leave him behind, right? As a parting gift. Or what is the parting gift?
Well, we could do that. Do we want to try to save hostage Verlax, or try not to kill Twisted Verlax? What do we think, Table? With our 20 minutes left.
We're saving hostage for Relax.
Yeah.
Okay. So I think the parting gift here is instead going to be a dimensional wormhole that will suck in the whole Kree battle fleet if you're not careful. So you feel, you're even with this gravity field, you feel like some sort of inertial force from the ship retreating. You have a very limited amount of time. You hear General Yasbeam come in. I think his connection's a little crackly because you're stuck within the ship. But he's like, Dylon, come in, Dylon. Dylon, are you there?
Yes, Captain.
We're sensing a dimensional disturbance. It's pulling our fleet in. We're going to have to send off the super weapon shortly if we ever hope to destroy this thing before it leaves our dimension.
It has to be stopped. So give us as much time as you can, and then fire.
It was very foolish of you to enter that ship, Dylon. Should have known better than that.
Best reaction.
Is this Dylon rejecting the influence?
I think he is. That's his whole rejection statement.
Okay.
I roll a flat roll. So here we go. That's a 6.
I'm gonna spend team to bump that up if it's possible.
Absolutely.
Because that is
I don't know. The worst that happens is I get my labels adjusted. I'm okay with it. Let it roll. I want the XP.
okay, then never mind. I
appreciate it, but like statistically, let's save that team pool for actually.
Okay, that makes sense.
Bad guys.
How the fuck do I add one back?
I just go up to tokens and hit up 1 and then submit.
Submit.
So
it's red. For some reason.
Is not very emphatic. I don't think that it really comes from your heart. They say, Dylon, you are a Kree first and foremost. We have a mission to uphold. Remember that. The scrolls are shattered and broken, and they are spread throughout the galaxy. Our empire is on the verge of restoration. This blow would demonstrate the strength of the empire and our superior forces. Don't jeopardize that opportunity. So I will let you choose which condition you're going to mark that reflects the way you feel about that statement. And I think that this message only goes to you. You can share that psychically if you wish, but this is like not over the loudspeakers, so to speak, right?
Nice.
But they're definitely going to shift your savior down and your superior up.
And you said I'm taking a condition as well?
Mm-hmm.
Dang. Look at all those conditions on Eagle Eyes. Man, you're almost out of it.
I've been almost out of it for like the entire session, lol.
I know. Well, you marked angry. You started the ball rolling.
Yeah.
Yeah, I marked guilty. I feel guilty because his words ring true, and I do really want the Kree Empire to be awesome. So, sorry, guys.
So it sounds like you might not be going to hunt down Verlax. Is that right?
No, I couldn't really reject the influence, so I think I'm just gonna play through with what the story is carrying me to. So no, he's gonna try to do the job.
Okay. So that will essentially mean for you escaping. But that leaves the task of finding Verlax to someone else, as we see Dylon is peeling off, ready to go. Are you following him, Inkanel, or?
No, I'm looking for Relax.
I'm looking for Verlax for obvious reasons.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm looking for him. Them. We're looking for Relax.
So, the darkest version of yourself speaks out to you. It says, right, like, what would it say? You're never going to survive this. If you try to help your friend, it's only going to drag you down and put you in harm's way. Again, the voice kind of sounds, it's almost like an inner monologue with like, spoken into a coffee can or something, right?
Yeah. I don't know if I should have like an emotional moment right now, or if I should just assess the situation.
You can try to reject the influence of this inner voice, which I'll say has influence over you because it is you.
Yeah. I actually kind of want to comfort or support in a way. I don't know.
Yourself. You can do that. I think that'd be really cute.
So weird. When I hear myself, I guess, thinking that, I'm like, I was just gonna reach out with the ferrokinesis powers to like do my like mental 3D printing again, and then I stopped, and I'm just speaking quietly. You remember when we were first picked up by Mr. Milan, how we were always by ourselves? And you remember when we made our first friend, and then we had to kill them later? Always alone. You were always alone. You never had any friends. But now I got you, and you got me.
And we are family. No, I'm just kidding. Wow. Okay. Comfort or support yourself.
That's so weird.
Roll with mundane. Let's see if you hear yourself.
I think The first thing we need to do is ban in from comforting and supporting as soon as we get out of the mission because it's always very fucking depressing.
Oh, this is the saddest version of that.
Yeah, that's an 8. Dude, does my darkest self hear me? Yeah, they can hear. Okay.
Let me check that move here.
This is so weird.
They mark potential clear condition or shift labels if they open up to you. Which is you. So I'm looking at you don't have any conditions right now, but you do have labels that can shift. Or you can mark potential. Marking potential is not super interesting at this point.
No, it's not.
You know, I've never forgiven myself for what we did to our dad. I feel like I've just been chasing myself around the galaxy, beating myself up over it. I've never really had a chance to forgive myself. Instead, I've just let myself hurt myself over and over again. Maybe it's time I did open up. You're going to shift mundane up and I guess danger down. Yeah.
Okay, fair enough. Done.
That is an amazing plot twist because reasons.
Yeah. I'm just
I
jumping
didn't
off
even
of
know
that.
I killed my dad.
That's what happened. Okay. So you no longer have this inner turmoil with your darkest self. I'm assuming that your physical appearance goes back to normal for now. And we can talk about that later in epilogues, right? If there's any sort of lasting scar from that. But I want to see now Eagle Eyes / Evil Dylon.
Evil
Oh no,
Dylon is dead.
you shot Evil Dylon.
I shot him.
You
with
managed
Ain't
to
Gonna Stop.
stay true to yourself. So the original cowboy hat here. What are you doing now? You have the cosmic brain in front of you. The ship is retreating. The super weapon is charging.
Where's Verlax?
Where's Verlax? This is, I think, I won't make you roll for this because we've all been rolling horribly.
Yeah, that would be much appreciated.
I think that the brain is going to green slime starts to ooze up out of its different ridges of the brain structure, right? And it comes up and it forms Verlax, right? Only Verlax has purple eyes now, right?
Right.
And he speaks to you, and Verlax speaks to you. What does Verlax say to Eagle Eyes? Oh man, I have to channel Verlax here, right? It's okay, Eagle Eyes. I finally found my purpose. I finally overcome my failure. I can be a real tool now, like I've always was meant to be.
No, Verlax, that's the cosmic machine talking to you, and that is bad. I shoot the brain.
Shoot the brain. That is
actually what I'm gonna
do.
That's what my intention is to use defend on Verlax, and since they're my love, I get to use danger anyways.
Oh, so you're gonna dangerously defend Verlax from the influence of the cosmic machine.
That would give me a +1 instead of a +3 because I'm insecure. But I want to flavor it that way because my intent is to defend Verlax from the machine rather than engaging the machine directly.
So you can do that, but I will also say if you want to directly engage a threat and you succeed, one of your options is to take something from them.
Oh yeah,
Which
then I can do that.
Yes. I want to see you directly engage it.
I will directly engage with 12.
Yes! Finally! A success.
I finally get to shoot a thing other than Dylon's evil half.
So you unload all of your rounds from your revolver and they click out empty and you go and you dive in with your talons too, right?
Yeah.
And you're just hacking away at this brain and it's screaming unearthly cosmic screams that ring out across all the dimensions, right? Oh, you are bringing chaos into the realms.
Shut up, shut up, shut up, shut up, shut up, shut up.
And just screaming, and Verlax, kind of comes up out. It's like you're pulling away at these roots that were holding on to Verlax's form, and Verlax is finally able to come free. They're floating in this zero gravity kind of amorphous blob now, but you can see their face, and Verlax seems to go unconscious, but you would be able to collect them. And the Fate Weaver engine, whispers in your ear and says, "You've done it, hero. Just like I knew you always would."
Well, we're not done yet. We have to get out of here.
So let's just montage that out, right? in the interest of time, right? So
I think it's gonna be Inconel and Eagle Eyes riding a giant fucking dragon in space. Like back to the Zaxxon with Verlax.
Yes.
If that's okay with Enon. If that's okay with Agatha, I mean.
Okay, got cool. Thumbs up. How have you contained Verlax's form? Where are you?
I think Dylon had planned for this. Or that just use the hat. That is a good thing. I will approve of that.
So there's just one final dangling thread here, and that's this cowboy hat that is talking to you like the Sorting Hat, right, Dylon? And it's like, man, you're gonna let them steal your thunder like that? They're gonna take all the credit.
I don't think you really understand that their success is my success. So, I get the credit too.
Yeah, well, do you think the Yasbeam's going to see it that way? You're not going to get any medals for this, being the taxi driver.
That's a fair point. I'm probably not going to get any medals, but we succeeded. I won. So I don't think you actually lost.
What does this look like on screen when you triumphantly reject the influence of evil Eagle Eyes?
I think the evil Eagle Eyes, that the persona just sublimates in, and now Dylon has a kick-ass hat.
So you turn back from your pink form back to your beautiful periwinkle.
Yay, periwinkle, beautiful.
But you hold on to that hat, right, as the cosmic wind blows through. We all see your ship kind of come up at an angle away from the cosmic machine as this giant yellow laser ray shoots out into the hole, blows it up, and the explosion, you can see it inside of the chasm. It's ready to come out and destroy the rest of you. This super weapon was a little bit more powerful than they had predicted. But then the rift closes, and it's like a gigantic space-time burp. As you see, as the space around kind of does a little ripple effect and then comes back to normal. And you've all saved the day and your friend.
Now we have a massive dragon with us for some reason.
Well, I think that this is like you're riding on the cool biopod, right? But it looks like a cool space dragon. Awesome. So we have our little end of movie dance montage, right? Like at the end of Shrek, where all of you dance to, you know, what do you think is the final song that everyone's dancing to in the credits here? Anything jumps out to anybody?
Running with the Devil by Van Halen.
Ooh, get some rock and roll in there, right? So I'll play that on YouTube later to kind of see what this looks like as you're all dancing together. And now we're going to have our famous Marvel post-credit scenes, right? Of course, there's going to be like 3 of these, right? Because that's the Marvel movies are coming to. So I'd like to know what each of your post-credit scenes is. What is your epilogue after this mission? Let's start with, I believe, Dylon should go first.
Sounds good. So we see Dylon walking down the corridor of Zaxxon, and he has his data pad. It's held by one of his octo arms, and he's scanning over it. He reaches up and adjusts the brow of his cool new hat, and you see that it's kind of like in Westworld, the conversation tree. He's got a conversation tree with all these branching paths, and it's his interpretation of like a heart-to-heart talk with Enon, and he's looking through all the different options of like, you look nice today, how's it going, and all these other opening lines. And he's like swiping some of them away and trying to figure out what the optimal success ratio for the conversation is. And then he stops outside of her like weird globule door or whatever, and goes, and that's it.
Love it. Yeah, let's go ahead and move on to Eagle Eyes. What's your final scene here, your epilogue?
I think it's going to be right after. I just grab the hat off of Dylan and say, "You look better without it." And she's gonna like you more without it, honestly. Trust me.
Cool. Where do you go from there?
So then I hang the hat up somewhere or throw it away. I don't fucking know. And I go back to my room to check on Verlax, who is still on my hat, recovering, I guess.
I'm imagining it's like Baby Groot, but like Baby Relax, you know?
Baby Verlax is not. Verlax is the XP of Groot. Amazing.
Yes, love it. Exactly as how it was intended by the playbooks. And finally, we have Enon's post-credit scene. What does this look like?
Enon is actually not in her room. She is at some part of the ship where you can see outside, which I guess is like the unrealistic superhero part of spaceships, where they have windows to outside, and she's looking at all the stars. And then that's when I think it's Homeward Bound. That was her theme song by Simon and Garfunkel starts playing in the background, and she turns around and smiles to the side, and then you see that she smiles, and then you see that in the reflection in the glass is the purple version of herself.
Very cool.
And then the stars are behind her.
Yes, that's a great song too. Yeah. And then we see this little title card that comes up, right? It says, "The Young Guardians will return in Finite War," right? And then fade to black. Thank you all so much for joining me on this crazy space adventure. And thank you particularly for really, I think, this session, keeping with that Guardians tone of like intense emotional moments followed by nice and silly interludes. I feel like it went very well. we're coming right up here on the end of time, and I'm going to end the broadcast here. But when I'm done, if anybody wants to stick around for debrief or anything like that, I am open to hanging around. If you have to get going, that's fine too. So I'm going to end this here.